Hi, this is Sabi. Welcome back to the channel. This video is to explain the new Tier 8 Italian premium heavy tank that's coming out for the holiday operations, known as the Progetto C45 Model 71, otherwise known as the Bisonte, or the Bison in English. We're watching CJ Hunt from Lemon Clan and Platoon with Stewie JP from 1AR, both community contributors, and CJ is one of the new CCs, so welcome to the program there, CJ. So one of the features of this tank, we'll talk about the armor and some of the other characteristics in a little while, but the key new feature of this tank is an improved auto reloading mechanism. So you can see 3 shells in the clip, 3 seconds between shots, but as you can see, as one shot is fired, the shells rotate into the center circle there right below the reticle, and as soon as it gets into that circle, if you fire, you get an advantage in terms of the reloading time of the next shell. So it's basically telling you what's the most advantageous time to fire. Now, of course, if you don't need to fire, then you just keep your finger off the fire button and the extra shells will keep loading. The first shell to load from a completely empty clip is around 14 seconds, and then around 12 seconds for the next one, and around 10 seconds for the final one. So it gets faster and faster as it goes, but certainly as you fire, and again, if you just watch that indicator in the reticle, that shell is rotating into there. As you fire that now, you get that additional time advantage of when the next shot is available to you. So if you can pay attention to that, then you can basically get an advantage in DPM effectively. So, but again, if you don't need to fire, then you don't need to fire. And all the other standard rules of the auto reloaders applies. Your 3 shots. If you only need to fire 1, then the last shot will reload in the shortest amount of time. I think that's with your bonuses is going to get down to about 9 point something seconds. So again, just pay attention to that mechanism there. If you see that, watch that center circle. Fires there, and as the shell rotates in, as soon as it gets into that circle, you fire, then the next shot reloads with a bonus. Alright, so what's the rest of the tank? So let's take a look from the front. It's a very modern looking tank, as you can see, very straight sides but angled. He's copying a bit of attention from a T77 there. The rear and side armor is quite weak, so I think about 30mm to 50mm on the back of the turret and back of the hull, and around 80 to 100mm side armor. But it's really the frontal armor that is the standout here for hull down conditions, and you can see it's just poking through this dead Lorraine 40T here. But that frontal armor around 250 effective. There, he has taken a hit through there, so a bit hard to tell what round that is. He's Tier 8 and Tier 9 game as well, so there are some big guns in this game. But he's also making good use of the tank's armor as well. He's blocked 1310, and he's using, by the way, he's using additional hardening, so he has got slightly higher hit points than normal. He's using improved rotation mechanism and also the vertical stabilizer, so both together to try and help with the dispersion. The base dispersion of the gun is 0.4, so yeah, anything you can do to minimize that, particularly is rotating the turret, and that's why he's using that combination, getting the 10% bonus from the improved rotation mechanism on dispersion of turning the turret or the gun, and of course the vertical stabilizer with about 25%. So just trying to get the most improvement there. So you can see he's racking up a fair bit of damage here, getting that gun working well. Its standard round is AP, which he's firing, and it's doing pretty much all he needs in this game. You can see the shell velocity is 1155 meters per second. The premium round is a heat round. Let's have a quick look at that. That has average penetration of 270 which is quite reasonable for Tier 8 and giving you an average damage of 360, whereas the AP round is average damage of 360 but with penetration of 218. So yeah, so it's going to be the premium Italian heavy tank will be available potentially in the loot boxes. I'm not 100% sure on this. This video is being made before the release date, but we think that that's going to be available in the loot boxes, but also eventually in the premium shop. So we're presenting this information so you can basically make an informed decision about whether you would like to purchase this tank or not. But as you can see, yeah, pretty spiffy looking tank, and CJ's got some interesting camo on there. It is not pineapple pizza, as some people might have asked for, but again, probably going to be played more as an opportunistic tank. We take advantage of situations. It's not that mobile in terms of acceleration, has reasonable top speed. Again, leaving the Tanks GG link below, you can check out more of the statistics, but it's not going to be a real frontline brawler like the IS-3A might be with a similar auto reloading mechanism. Yeah, so again, just keep an eye on how this new improved auto reloading mechanism works and what those symbols mean, so you can make the most of the abilities of the tank. And you'll see, get your DPM up. I think the average rounds per minute is around just under 6. Yeah, I can't give you a calculation as to how that bonus works for you in terms of your total DPM at this point. I just don't have enough documentation to work from. Anyway, so he's just going past the dead body of the other Bisonte in this game. That was Stewie JP, who walked straight into enemy fire and looks like he got ammo racked. That's Stewie's turret on the ground, quite separate from the tank. So they do have their vulnerabilities, but mostly from the side, and we can't quite see, but from the angle, he was probably roughly side on when the enemy got him, and I can't see exactly that Borsig, what he was firing that penetrated CJ's tank there, but that's basically, yeah, the end of the game for the Bisontes. So there's not a lot more to see here, and I don't have the vision of where that shell entered, unfortunately, but nonetheless, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the game for the Bisonte. So we'll cut the video short at this point. There's not anything more we can show you of this particular tank, but it was a winning game for CJ, and he did get an Ace Tanker badge, so congratulations CJ on your gameplay there, and commiserations to Stewie for not lasting very long, so keeping the average damage done by the Bisontes down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, more information will be coming out as the tank gets released, but this gives you an idea of its gameplay capabilities and game style, but also some of the characteristics of the tank. And as we get more information available, we will put more links down for you. You can leave comments in the lines below, and we'll endeavour to answer any questions you have after that. Thanks for watching.